Before we begin today's episode, the end of the year's coming, and that means it'll soon be time for Obscure Characters Month. Weekly quickfire episodes about lesser known and cult favourite bots. Watch for it in December. For most of the brand's history, Transformers toys have been designed for kids aged 5 and up. But over the years, there have been several attempts to target younger children, with toy lines specifically intended for the preschool market, including 1986's First Transformers, 2001's 1-2-3 Transformers, and 2002's GoBots. But it was in the 2010s that the biggest and most successful one of them all hit the shelves. It's time to roll to the rescue with the basics on Rescue Bots. Launched in summer 2011 under Hasbro's Playskool Heroes brand, Rescue Bots was a line of simple Transformers toys for very young children, which converted between modes in one easy step. These were complemented by a range of small human figures, each one designed to be a partner for one of the robots, who came with rideable vehicles that the bots could wield as tools. The initial lineup included classic characters Optimus Prime, partnered with Fire Chief Charlie Burns, and Bumblebee, partnered with pilot Axel Frazier, and 4 new bots who were the real stars of the series: Heatwave the Fire Engine and his partner Chief Charlie's son Cody Burns, Chase the police car and Officer Jack Tracker, Boulder the Bulldozer and construction worker Walker Cleveland, and Blades the helicopter and pilot Sawyer Storm. This main line of toys was supplemented by a range of larger robot figures and playsets for the small toys to interact with, which in this first year came packaged with promotional storybooks that told the story of the line. The Rescue Bots, they explained, were non-combatant Autobot rescue workers who came to Earth in response to a summons from Optimus Prime for a special assignment to work with and learn from humans in the small town of Griffin Rock under the supervision of Charlie Burns. To promote the toy line, a Rescue Bots cartoon was created for Hasbro's TV network, The Hub, which debuted with a sneak peek of the first 2 episodes in December, followed by a full series premiere in February 2012. Co-produced by Hasbro Studios, Darby Pop Productions, and animation studio Atomic Cartoons, and developed by Nicole Dubuque, Brian Holfeld, and Jeff Klein, it was set in continuity with the Hub's other older kids Transformers cartoon, Transformers Prime. The show's premise, laid out in its catchy theme song, differed from the toy line in one big way: the humans. Charlie Burns was still the man in charge, but he was recast as a police chief rather than a fire chief, and so instead of Optimus Prime, was partnered with the rules and regulations obsessed Chase. Meanwhile, most of the other humans were gone, replaced with a new cast of characters made up of Charlie's children. Grouchy team leader Heatwave was partnered with egotistical fireman Cade, with whom he constantly argued, gentle, nature-loving Boulder with bookish engineer Graham, and the timid Blades, who hated flying, with daredevil pilot Danny. The only other toy character to make it into the show was Cody Burns, reimagined as the youngest member of his family, a school kid who helped teach the Rescue Bots about Earth, and how to overcome their differences with his siblings to become the best rescue workers they could be. The show depicted Griffin Rock as an island town off the coast of Maine that served as a testing ground for experimental new technology, where the bots could hide in plain sight, believed by the populace to be human-built machines. The townsfolk made up the show's regular supporting cast, including Chief Scientist Doc Green, whose kooky, uncontrollable inventions caused a lot of the trouble the bots had to deal with, his daughter Frankie, Cody's best friend, the town's ineffectual Mayor Lusky, and scoop-hungry news reporter Huxley Prescott, among many others, while Optimus Prime and Bumblebee would occasionally drop in for guest appearances. As a show for young kids, Rescue Bots wasn't about the Transformers war. Instead of Decepticons, the Rescue Bots dealt with emergency response situations, both conventional and fantastical ones caused by the island's sci-fi technology going wrong, from shrink rays to weather machines to time travel. Significantly though, its storytelling, overseen by Dubuque, Holfeld and Greg Johnson, was designed for a slightly older audience than Hasbro were targeting with the toys, resulting in a show that featured stories with real danger and stakes, multi-part episodes, and even a continuing storyline about the evil schemes of immortal mad scientist Dr. Morocco, voiced by guest star Tim Curry, which all combined with its endearing characters, strong voice performances, and witty humour to earn it popularity with adult Transformers fans as well as kids. The first season of Rescue Bots concluded in August, and while a second season was already in the works, audiences would have to wait a year and a half for it to arrive. Still, the toy line continued during this downtime. The latter half of 2012 introduced two new Rescue Bot characters, Medics the Ambulance and Hoist the Tow Truck, while 2013 debuted the Energize subline imprint, which re-released the original robot figures with new rescue tool accessories included. This period also marked the beginning of efforts to bring the toys into sync with the cartoon. New non-transforming figures of the bots started to be released based on the show's art style, while the original human cast were dropped in favour of new toys of the Burns family and other characters and machines from the series. Plus, tie-in media was released based directly on the cartoon, including storybooks and a Toys to Life video game. In 2014, the Energize figures were succeeded by the Rescan line, a new range of slightly smaller scale figures that became the new main toy assortment for the remainder of the series' life, which each year reimagined the Rescue Bots with a variety of different alternate modes. The Rescan toys launched concurrently with the premiere of the cartoon's second season in March, now produced by Hasbro, Moody Street Kids, and Vision Animation. The season incorporated some of the last 2 years' worth of new toys into its stories, introducing the Energize tools, and turning Heatwave into a triple changer when he adopted his new Rescan toy form, a Fireboat, interwoven with a story arc that pitted the bots against the double villainy of Dr. Morocco and evil tycoon Madeline Pinch. Also in 2014, new Rescue Bots figures with dinosaur modes were released as a thematic tie-in with that year's new live-action movie, Age of Extinction. These toys were featured in the opening act of the cartoon's third season, which debuted in November, produced now by Hasbro and DHX Media. It saw the bots adopt their new dino forms after encountering prehistoric creatures from an underground cavern, only to then find themselves in the crosshairs of high-tech big game hunter Quint Quarry. After a short break, the third season resumed in early 2015, and went on to feature memorable events like a full-length musical episode, which earned the show an Annie Award nomination, and the introduction of 3 new robot characters that were released in the toy line that year. Hot-headed self-serving race car, Blur, sensitive, thoughtful garbage truck, Salvage, and submarine, High Tide, a salty old sea dog who was captain of a giant transforming ship's tender. The season also paved the way for the next year's big addition to the toy line, with the introduction of High Tide's Minicon partner, Servo, just one of a range of Minicon toys launched in 2016, small animal robots who converted into tools the larger bots could hold. Rescue Bots started 2016 strong. At the Daytime Emmy Awards in April, the show was nominated for the Outstanding Writing Award, while actor Jeff Bennett, the voice of Mayor Lusky and Huxley Prescott, won the Outstanding Performance Award for his work on the show. The same month, the 4th season premiered. Set 3 years after Season 3, It saw the bots finally reveal their true nature to the people of Griffin Rock, while saving them from an invasion by the alien Velgrox. A big change to the status quo that allowed the bots, now able to act in the open, to establish an academy where the next generation of rescue bots would train. Some of this year's key new toys included Quick Shadow, a super skilled secret agent sports car who joined the team this season, Sideswipe, a brash young Autobot from Transformers Prime's sequel series Robots in Disguise, who dropped in for a one-episode crossover guest appearance, and the line's first transforming villain figure, Dr. Morocco's Morebot, with which the Doctor menaced Griffin Rock one last time in the season finale. The fourth season was the last, ending with the rescue bots separating to begin new assignments furthering Transformer-human cooperation across the world. The toy line and the cartoon were already a great success, but this season in particular cemented Rescue Bots' legacy, making it the longest-running Transformers TV series ever, with a total of 104 half-hour episodes. But while the cartoon was over, the toy line continued. In 2017, it introduced another new rescue bot, Brushfire the ATV, did another thematic tie-in with that year's new live-action movie The Last Knight with the release of a few dragon-themed figures, and debuted the Flip Racer subline of small auto-transforming figures. The bots also maintained a media presence this year with My Rescue Bots Adventure, a series of animated choose-your-own-adventure YouTube videos, the launch of a Rescue Bots magazine in the United Kingdom featuring Screencap Comics adapting episodes of the TV show, and even a guest appearance by Blur in 3 episodes of Robots in Disguise. More toys continued to be released in 2018, but eventually, at the end of the year, Rescue Bots was brought to a close, and was replaced by the sequel series Rescue Bots Academy, about the next generation of Rescue Bots in training. Its accompanying cartoon, also co-created by original series developer Nicole Dubuque, finally brought Medics, Hoist and Brushfire to TV screens, and regularly featured Cody Burns and the original 4 Rescue Bots in their new capacity as teachers at the Academy, tutoring the new cast of young bots. Academy ran until 2021, and would be followed by other preschool lines cast in the Rescue Bots mold, 2021's Dinobot Adventures and 2022's Classic Heroes team, focusing on Rescue Bots-style toys of classic Transformers characters. But while Rescue Bots' time in the spotlight may have passed, its characters remain well-loved and have popped up in other series, the newest and most significant example being the release of a brand new, fully transforming, collector-targeted figure of Chase in the Transformers Legacy toy line. With Cody to guide them and show them the way, the Rescue Bots saved the day for the children who would grow up to become the next generation of Transformers fans. And those are the basics on Rescue Bots. Are you a kid who grew up with the series, or are you just an adult who enjoys a good cartoon? Let me know in the comments. Check out my channel for over 200 more videos looking at different Transformers series and characters like this, plus get early access to the newest videos by supporting the show on Patreon.